Hello my loves and welcome to another video. 2020 was hard and it's really nice to be in a new year, to be in 2021, because I think new year brings so much hope that the future will be better. I know we're still in a pandemic, but I think the change of a year makes people have so much more hope for the future. But what comes along with the new year is resolutions, and even though resolutions can be a really good thing, and I do tend to write them every year, sometimes they can be triggering for some people. I think there's a lot of pressure on people, particularly people who are too fat or too thin, to change themselves. There's always that pressure to lose weight. Usually gym memberships are on the rise at the beginning of the year, and 9 times out of 10 people don't follow through with those resolutions of weight gain or weight loss, and it can make you feel even worse about yourself when you make that resolution and don't see it through. So what I think is a better resolution is to learn how to feel comfortable in your own skin. And this isn't just for people who wanted to lose weight or wanted to gain weight. It's just about making your mental health better, because I think once your mental health gets better, your physical health gets better along with it. So in today's video I wanted to give you guys some tips on how to feel more comfortable in your own skin. The start is always the hardest, as with anything, and so my tip number 1 is probably the hardest one to come to terms with, and that is recognizing and accepting that this is the only body that you'll ever have. Now that might be quite hard to hear, and when I think of that I think of the Billie Eilish song, I Don't Want to Be You Anymore, because there have been times where I felt like that. I felt like, oh, I wish I was somebody else. I wish I had a different body. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. But at the end of the day, that's not going to happen. And the sooner you acknowledge that and accept that and make peace with that, the sooner that you will feel more comfortable with who you are. That brings me on to tip number 2. Deal with and learn from your past feelings. So this can be past feelings of self-loathing about yourself, things that you've said to yourself, things that you've thought to yourself. It can also be things that people have said to you. Now you can't go back in time and change things that you've said to yourself or things that people have said to you, but you can let them go. Holding on to so much negative energy and negative feelings like that, and constantly going over these thoughts of what people have said to you, what you've said about you, of all these negative feelings that you feel towards your own body, is not going to get you anywhere. You have to just let that go. This might take you a long time. It might take you a few months. It might take you a year. It might take you several years. But to start feeling comfortable with who you are, you really just have to look at your past, learn what not to do, learn what not to say to yourself, and learn that what people say to you or things that people say about you have no consequence to you whatsoever. That's on them, that's not on you. So once you've got those first 2 steps done, or you're on the way to doing those first 2 steps, recognizing your body and dealing with your past, is when we can move on to the next step. So my 3rd step is looking after your mind. Now your mind is the biggest part of the journey to self-love and self-acceptance. It all starts in your mind, and then your physical body will follow through. So it's really, really important that you make sure you take such good care of your mind and of your brain and of your thoughts. It can be so easy to slip into a really negative pattern and a negative tunnel of thinking, and it's so important to try and turn that off or distract your mind from those thoughts. The things that I do to look after my mind are take walks. I feel like nature is the biggest healer. When I'm stuck inside studying a lot, or during lockdown when things were getting too much, stepping out and taking a breath of fresh air, finding some trees, even if you live in a really built up area, just find some trees. You've been inside for way too long, just get outside. I promise it will help so much. Another thing I like to do is to meditate, and yeah, I admit that I don't do this as often as I'd like, but every once in a while I'm going to try and aim to do it once a week this year. Just sit down, cross your legs, and just sit for 10 minutes and try and just focus on your breathing and only your breathing. It really gives you time for your mind to just switch off and not have to think about anything. And I think every other part of our body gets to relax, but our mind rarely does. So I think giving it that time to just take 10 minutes to breathe is really, really helpful. Other things I like to do is read. You might not be a big reader, but for me, reading is a really nice way for me to switch off, particularly because I think my social media intake is quite a lot sometimes, and I'm trying to go back to the written word on a page and just help broaden my imagination through reading books. Another thing which is really helpful with talking out feelings that you have in your mind and coming to terms with them is journaling. Again, it's another thing I want to do a bit more this year, but journaling can really help you, if you do have those negative thoughts, to release them from your body on a page. Now that we've dealt with the mind, my tip number 4 is to look after your body. And this can mean a whole range of things. This can be exercising. Exercising is so good for your mental health and increasing your happiness level. I think an important thing to remember when exercising is, yes, you can exercise to lose weight, but I think when your only goal for exercise is to lose weight, it doesn't work as well. So I think when you exercise, think about how it makes you feel. Make sure you're exercising to make you happy, to make you stronger, to give you more of a routine. Exercise is so beneficial to your body and to your mental health. Another thing to look after your body is just to treat yourself, pamper yourself, put a face mask on, paint your nails, wear whatever you want, wear makeup or don't wear makeup. Just do whatever makes you feel good about your body without caring what other people think. Feed your body good food. Feed yourself things that you like to eat, but also remember to feed yourself things that are nourishing. Nourish your body, because it is the only one that you'll ever have. Make it feel good. This leads me on to tip number 5. Stop caring about what other people think. And I think it's really hard to just say that, and I've done a similar video where I talked about not caring about what other people think, but really your happiness is the most important thing in your life. So if people are not making you feel good, people aren't making you feel happy, just don't want to hear it. Just don't listen. Just ignore what they're saying and stop putting so much care on other people's opinions of you, because at the end of the day, your opinion is the only one that matters. Number 6 is take breaks, and I'm quite bad at this. And when I say take breaks, I mean take breaks from work, take breaks from social media, take breaks from relationships sometimes. And I feel like a lot of the time I'm quite bad at this. Sometimes I'm on social media for a really long time and it makes me feel really bad about myself. So I feel like it's important to take breaks from that, to separate your actual self from your virtual self and the virtual image that you see of others, because a lot of the time it isn't real. If you overwork yourself, it doesn't make your results better, it doesn't make your work better, it just decreases your output and the effort that you put into stuff. And again, with relationships, sometimes you don't always want to talk to your friends, talk to your boyfriend, talk to your family, and that's okay. You're allowed to just have days where you don't, or just times where you take a break or say no to particular things. That's all okay, because everyone is allowed a break time. So just take days to focus on you. And my final tip is just be kind to others. I think the best way to feel good about yourself is to make other people feel good about themselves, or to just help someone out. The biggest joy that you can bring to yourself is to help others. So compliment them, do something nice for them, do something nice for the people you love, and I guarantee that you will feel so much happier and healthier afterwards. They're all my tips for feeling comfortable in your own skin. I really hope that they are useful, and that you are entering 2021 with a better outlook on life, or working your way to a better outlook on life and a better outlook on yourself, and feeling comfortable with yourself.